How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Rangers Rundown. I am so happy that I picked last night's game as one of my games to go to this season. After the first period, that would not have been what I said, because after the first period, when the Rangers were losing 2-1, and then early in the second, when they were losing 3-1, I thought to myself, I was sure when I picked this game that I'd be able to see the Rangers win, and at that point, almost halfway through the game, I'm thinking, how are they about to lose to the Arizona Coyotes? But I should have kept the faith. I should have just been more positive because look at what they did. Let's talk about it. Kakko was not in the lineup. He did do warm-ups with the team, but then he ended up being scratched, so Gauthier moved up into the lineup. Apparently, Gallant said it was an injury of some kind. He said it had been festering for a little bit, so maybe it just tonight was what tipped him over the edge with that. So maybe he'll be back in the next game, maybe not. Rangers can fill a hole if Kakko leaves one, especially with the way he's playing right now. So the lineup last night, Kreider's advantage at Hunt. He started on the top line. He wouldn't finish there. Panarin, Strome, Goudreau, Lafreniere, Hedl, Gauthier, McKegg, Rooney, Reeves, Lindgren, Fox, Miller, Truman, Nemeth, Schneider still in the lineup, and Shesterkin in net. First period, 2.5 minutes in, O'Brien, a name I had never heard before in my entire life, but apparently there's a Coyote player named O'Brien. He scores a goal early in the game, but then, less than a minute later, Trouba answers back with a goal of his own. It was a shot from the point, and it just got past Nedeljkovic, and Rangers tie it 1-1. So, early goal by the Coyotes, but Rangers end up tying it up, and this team is naturally slow starters, so not too worried. But at 6:56, Ladd scores a goal, and it was just not great defensively. Ladd was left alone right in front because Nemeth decided to pinch behind the net and take care of another player. So he left his assignment. Ladd's wide open. He gets the feed from behind the net. He's able to put it behind a stickless Shesterkin. So, Coyotes go up 2-1. 10:26, Strome takes a cross-checking penalty. Wouldn't be the only penalty he took last night. And then at 11:21, Boyd takes a high-sticking penalty. So we get just over a minute of 4-on-4, and then a Rangers power play for 55 seconds. But neither team is able to do anything with that time. We get to the end of the period, shots 4-16 for the Arizona Coyotes. Rest of that first period was just the Rangers not being able to really set anything up offensively, missing shots, bad passes, just skating slow, not being physical at all with trying to knock Arizona off of the puck. And I think they just severely underestimated. I think it was a combination of underestimating Arizona and just being slow. And that's kind of been one of the mantras of this team so far this season is slow first period, but then we'll come back. And, you know, it's fine if it works, but when you play really good teams, that doesn't work. Because if you get off to a slow start against, let's say, Florida or let's say Carolina, you're not coming back. And so it ended up working out last night, and I'm happy they got the win, but there's just, I think, a mindset that needs to start shifting moving forward. We get into the second period. 7 minutes in, Keller scores a goal. So Arizona's up 3-1. And it's just, the air gets sucked right out of the stadium. It was a wrist shot that trickles right over the line. You know, can you fault Shesterkin for that? Yeah, he's the goalie. He's got to keep pucks out of the net. You hate to see the ones that trickle right over, though. 10:20, Strome takes a slashing penalty, his second penalty of the game. And it was clearly a slash. They showed it on the replay. But this is something, I haven't been to a Rangers game since before the pandemic started. The crowd booed after they called Strome for a slash. Now, I don't know whether or not they were booing the ref for calling the penalty or booing Strome for taking the penalty. Either way, like, relax. Like, I forgot how just completely vicious and just non-understanding sports fans are. If the Rangers made any minor mistake, fanned on a shot, slightly missed a pass, shot wide of the net. The fans that I could hear just berated them like they were vicious, as if the team you cheer for is not ever supposed to make a mistake. I couldn't believe it, because if you're booing the ref, it was a slash. Like, why are you booing? And if you're booing Strome, he's a player on your team. He's gonna take penalties. Why are you booing him? So, like, I didn't get it. It felt really weird, but sports fans are a rare breed. But we would take advantage of that Strome penalty and turn it into a positive. 11:30, Kreider scores his second shorthanded goal of the season and his first goal of the game. 4 minutes later, Gauthier would end up scoring a goal. Hunt shot it, and it got behind Nedeljkovic. Gauthier was able to get in there and push it across the goal line. So, Kakko being a late scratch, Gauthier gets the call up, ends up scoring a goal. Then at 16:18, Larson takes a roughing penalty, and he knocks down Fox. Fox is on the ground, clearly stung. And then he tries to get back up. Larson pushes him down again, and that just makes the lines come together. Larson ends up taking the roughing penalty, and the Rangers say, "You don't do that to Fox." So 15 seconds into the power play, Panarin just snipes one and puts the Rangers up 4-3. So, no, ties it. No, puts them up 4-3. Sorry. Panarin freaking snipes it on that power play and gives the Rangers the lead, a commanding. You wouldn't say a 1-goal lead is commanding, but the way that the Coyotes were playing, a commanding 4-3 lead, because the entire energy, entire momentum was just all for the Rangers at this point. You mess with Fox, we snipe it into your net. And it was beautiful. And Panarin was so excited to score that goal because he was just flailing his stick around. He didn't know how to celebrate because it was just raw energy. It was fantastic. 18:42, Kreider scores his second goal of the game to put the Rangers up 5-3 at the end of 2 periods. They go into the second down 3-1. They end up scoring 4 unanswered goals. Or they end up going into the second 2-1, but then 3-1, they end up scoring 4 unanswered to make it 5-3. And you knew there was no way the Rangers and Shesterkin were going to screw up the third period and somehow lose this game. Second period shots, 12-7 for the Rangers, so they are doing better in that respect. Third period, 1:33, Trouba scores a goal. There you go, his second goal of the game. Huge slap shot, goes right into the net. Rangers are up 6-3. So they flipped the script from the Carolina game where they lost 6-3, and now they're up 6-3 against the Coyotes. 6:19, Lafreniere takes a tripping penalty, but the Rangers able to kill it off. 9:41, Galchenyuk takes an interference penalty. And then 25 seconds into that power play, Kreider scores a power play goal, his third of the game for the hat trick, his 29th goal of the season, which ties the league lead for goals scored so far this season. Crowd was going nuts because the announcer said his personal best season high 29th goal of the year, and the camera went on his face and the crowd went crazy because they're just so happy for him, because he's hit 28 goals twice in his career. He hasn't quite been able to crack 30. The next goal he scores will be his first 30-goal season in the NHL, and I cannot wait for that to happen. 13:34, Capobianco takes a holding penalty. 15:15, Rooney takes a hooking penalty. So there's 19 seconds of 4-on-4. Then a little bit of a Coyotes power play, but nothing happens. 19:46, Lafreniere takes a tripping penalty, his second penalty of the period. Coyotes can't really do anything. You're down 7-3 against a good team away. No way they were going to come back. There we go. First 7-goal game of the season for the Rangers. And even when the Rangers are just demolishing the Coyotes, little mistakes, you hear it from the crowd. Okay, somebody fans on a shot, somebody just misses a pass. What are you doing? Oh my God. sports fans, man, like they are just, if they root for your team, don't make any mistakes. That's part of the deal. If I root for your team, you're not allowed to make any mistakes. That's fair, right? Stats at the end of the game, shots 27-29 in favor of Arizona. So they were outshot 4-16 in the first period, able to battle back and almost even up the shots. Faceoffs 38%. We know the Rangers are bad at faceoffs, nothing to say there. Power play 2 for 4. So Rangers are continuing their good play on the power play as well as the penalty kill. So special teams still playing an important part of this team. Hits 24-16 in favor of the Rangers. Blocks 19-14 also in favor of the Rangers. There was a trivia question last night, but they didn't show it to the arena. That was just for the people watching at home, so I missed it. Apologies there. But this team is now 28-11-4, reclaiming the top of this Metropolitan Division. Say what you want about the start of last night's game, and we can have a very, poignant discussion on how this team does not start games well, at least as of late. And we can have a very appropriate discussion about what this team needs to fix, because it's hard to score 5-on-5 when you only have 4 shots in a period. And that is obviously a discussion this team needs to have. Celebrate the win, celebrate the 2 points, keep pushing yourself forward in this division, fight for home ice in the playoffs, and I think this team can make it to the second round, if not the conference finals this year, if everything continues to go right. I don't think they're winning the cup this year. That's, I think, obvious. But with a little bit of magic and a little bit of luck, they probably could make the conference finals, which would just be a huge confidence boost for this team going into next year, where they should be cup contenders. So there we go. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next rundown.